really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard.
Which is what, seriously speaking, is all about. Good evening. Today we shall be speaking, on Seriously Speaking, about the state of education in Nigeria. But guess what? We're using as an example an institution that is celebrating 60 years of existence. 60 years, and it's been doing primary, secondary, and very soon, tertiary education in the country. But what's interesting about this school for me, besides the fact, of course, that my children all attended that school, is that it started off as a little seed. And today, it's 60 years old with a lot of competition. But then you find those who were there before now part of growing that dream that started when a few women thought we must put our children in high-quality schools where we are sure that they're safe, and all in Lagos. If we take a break now, I'll come back and we'll get to meet Corona schools and those that are running today. I'm wondering, 60 years on, how solid are they? And how impervious to the growing developments in our world are they? We'll be back in a short while if you don't go away. Yes, on the show, I have two ladies. Now, I have another man who's going to join us at some point in time. But these two ladies are formators or formers of young minds today. The first one is Olufunto Igun. It's nice to have you on the show. And then Yoyin Adesina Head. It's nice to have you. Now, Olufunto, you are the one that runs, at least, you are the CEO of Corona Trust Council. Now, that organization is not necessarily for-profit, is it?
It's a not-for-profit, and what that means for us is that all the surpluses are plowed back into running the schools, into running all the Corona schools. Nobody gets anything at the end of the financial year. We don't pay out dividends. As I said earlier, all the surpluses go back into running of the schools.
So, and then, I'm going to start from Adeyoyin, of course, I didn't introduce earlier. Adeyoyin is the person that runs, you are the head of the Corona school in Agbara, the secondary school in Agbara. I mean, it was nice coming to see those students the other day. In fact, I mean, at the anniversary, one of your students was my co-MC.
Yeah.
How did you pick her?
Well, she does it so effortlessly in school. She has the flair for it already, and we thought she would make a nice compliment to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, is that the way you're raising your children to be able to do whatever?
Absolutely.
I mean, okay, I'm putting words in your mouth, but I just wondered.
But our mission statement says that we are developing the total child, so that's part of developing the total child.
Okay.
We don't focus just on academics. It's the entire human being that's that child, so they're multi-talented.
Okay, but you went to Corona.
Yes, I did.
What Corona did you go to?
Corona School Yaba, that later moved to Bagada.
So you had like the mothers, because where was the first Corona set up?
That's the Corona Day Nursery on 1st Avenue in Ikoyi. That was in 1955, with 5 students at that time. And we've grown now to thousands of students.
You know, I find that interesting, but, you know, when you look at how far, because you enjoyed the system,
yes, I
now
did.
You are running the system. Do you see the difficulties, I mean, a change from that time to now?
Most certainly, most certainly. As a student, I could remember, I'll take, for example, the admin office at that time. When I was in Corona School, as a student in Corona School Yaba, I remembered no computers, certainly. You know? And we didn't have secretaries or business managers. We had just one person who was a secretary stroke bursar, running the admin office and the business side of the school. And then, of course, the headmistress. We didn't have what we now call sectional heads running the lower school, or a deputy head that also assists the head of school. So there have been a lot of changes. The curriculum certainly has also changed and keep in line with modern needs. So a lot has changed.
Would you agree with people when they say the standard of education is poor? Because if we want the best for our kids, it looks like it's only the private organizations that can give us that kind of education today.
Well, relatively, I would agree with them. When people say the standard of education is poor, we see it as well. When we conduct interviews, for example, to employ new teachers, we look at graduates and wonder how they got through school. Quite a number of them are unable to express themselves. They don't understand the society in which they live, and I dare say, don't have enough content to pass on to the students. And so in that context, or in that regard, I would say standard of education has fallen or is not where it should be. Looking at private schools, quite a number of private schools are doing a lot more for education than the public sector. And I think it's a big shame that our government, with all the resources available to them, cannot pump the required resources into the education sector.
But in educating a child, you know, is it really expensive? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I won't say fees are cheap, because I'm sure parents complain about, okay, this money, you still remain one of the cheapest, you know. But is it expensive to run a high-quality educational system? Is it more about the money?
It's not more about the money, but it's expensive running a school. I'll use as an example, power. The kind of schools that we run, we need power anytime school is open. We have servers, we have computers, we have interactive whiteboards. The internet must be up, an extremely broad bandwidth to meet with our needs. So we need to have power at all times when school is open. And we can use our school as an example.
Yes, yeah.
Each of the schools runs almost the entire school day on generator.
And they have boarders too.
Oh,
And
yes.
they have boarders. So it's a 24-hour school with students that live in as boarders. The nursery and primary schools run from 8 till 2, that's the school time. But school opens before 8 when students resume. So we start running the generator from about 7 a.m. till about 4. I can imagine these are big generators, diesel guzzlers, so that is a huge chunk of our expenses. So that, in terms of having to provide certain needs for stuff, it just jacks up your costs.
I should take a break at this point so that I can invite the younger generation. It looks like I'm talking to only 2 people who have, you know, I want to invite somebody who came back to give back to Corona and other children through his work. So I'll be back with the ladies on the panel section to talk about how Corona is giving back and lessons that we can learn from that. Well, Corona is still in the house with us simply because not only are they giving qualitative education, but because at least they have association with me. They must enjoy the benefits of associating with me now, whether you pay me or not, right?
Absolutely.
You know, although, you know. Anyway, at this point, I must introduce this young man. Let me let you introduce yourself.
My name is David Obianyor. I teach at Corona School Lekki. Corona alumnus, and I'm honored to be here.
You've been a teacher. Was being a teacher a choice for you, or by accident?
It was a choice.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
From which side? Is it from your Calabar mother or from your Yoruba father?
But it was a choice. I used to be a banker. But I made up my mind very clearly that I wanted to be a teacher. I admit it started from church. I used to be a teacher in church, Sunday school teacher and counselor. And then I started working in a school.
So what kind of lessons do you think that holds for? Because I'm doing this, people don't still take teaching as a profession that is, you know, take for example, this story that was going around, I heard that the teachers are complaining that they're not paying them well. So is teaching about how much you earn? Okay, maybe David should answer because he's gone back to teaching. Because you were not working as a teacher at the beginning.
I wasn't. I actually served in Corona School as a copper.
By choice?
I had to serve. Every science student had to serve in a school, so I had to go back to my alma mater if I was going to serve.
Did you beg them?
The school?
Yes, to take you.
I didn't have to beg. I'm Corona product, so...
Okay, so you chose to be a teacher too?
Yes, please.
And this is a generation that I don't realize that they still want to be that. Is it a function of you wanted a job?
No, I think people are getting enlightened. I mean, I'm an example. I go to the bank and people say, you're a teacher. Really? Please, let's apply to your school. I mean, I think it's how you carry yourself, what you look like outside.
So let me allow you all to, because it's Christmas time. What are your Christmas wishes? One word. What's your Christmas wish, David?
I'd like to have a new car.
What's your Christmas wish? Christmas might get it for you. What's your Christmas wish?
Well, my Christmas wish for the Corona Schools Trust Council is that
Corona.
yes.
Okay.
I wear many hats in Corona at Adesua.
Okay. You're an old student.
I'm an old student. With my husband, we are parents of Corona.
Oh?
Yes. All my siblings attended a Corona school. And I'm the CEO of Corona, so I'm also a member of staff of Corona. So I wear multiple hats. My wish for Corona is that we continue to grow and improve.
So what you want Father Christmas to give you? What do you want Father Christmas to give you?
I don't believe in Father Christmas.
Okay, Mother Christmas.
But one thing I do wish for is let love spread. Christmas is a season that is celebrated not only by Christians, it's celebrated all over the world. And in view of what is happening all over the world, I just want love to spread. Let love spread, let peace reign.
So for now, we are wishing Merry Christmas, even though Christmas is still a few weeks away. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas and all the best in 2016.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you
and
very
I hope our
Adesina.
viewers have learned the fact that education doesn't have to be expensive, but it can cost money. But at the end of the day, if you stay focused on what you're doing and you try to put in your best, then who knows, 60 years, you'll be celebrating an anniversary, if you have a school, that is. We'll see you again next week. Bye.